morning.
Morning.
Hello and welcome to today's video, which will be a Q&A because it's been a while. I think the last one we did was last year. And I think these are really nice because we get to answer a lot of questions that maybe we don't think of. And people get some information about things they're wondering about. And so we asked for questions on YouTube and also on our Patreon. So I'm going to try to do a bit of a variety. So if you haven't seen one of these before, maybe head back to an old one afterwards to get more general information about Svalbard. Because we've answered a lot of good questions like when is the best season and what activities can you do here? Those we've already answered quite a lot of times. So I'm gonna look for some questions here. We're gonna ask Christoffer a lot as well, because we want to know what's in here. What do you think about it? So that is the plan today. Do we have a grim feature? Can you bring out the wolf? The Arctic pig, let's be honest. Arctic piggy. Limbo.
Kom. Ja, kom där.
I'm summoned.
Kom. Ja, kom där.
Kom där. Kom en gång. Christoffer made us coffees, as you saw. Well, me coffee, tea for him. Cheers. Oh, nej men hej! Den här sidan. Ja! Upp med benen. Ja! Och vi kan... Sonja. Hallå! Hallå gullis! Åh, du är vacker! The first question is, what are the main differences between Swedish and Norwegian culture? We get this question quite a lot. Who is Norwegian, who's Swedish? What language do you speak at home? I'm Swedish, both my parents are Swedish. Christoffer's parents are Norwegian, but you grew up in Norway.
I grew up in
No, isn't this Sweden?
I grew up in Sweden. Yeah.
We're starting off good. Grew up in Sweden. Yeah. So we speak Swedish at home. You spoke Norwegian, I guess, when you were a kid, but not for very long. So, in short, what do you think the biggest differences are between Swedish and Norwegian culture? Or if there are any, what do you think?
A little bit of the food and outdoor. Norwegian people walk out more in the nature.
The biggest difference I noticed when I moved here was the turkultur, which is outdoor culture. Sweden definitely has that also, but a bit more northern. I feel like in Norway, it's you, in school, you go skiing. Like, that's how I can say it. I don't know if that explains it, but... What's one quality you love most about Christoffer? And Christoffer, what is the one quality you love most in Cecilia? Do you know what I'm gonna say with my... Your best quality is that you're very... that you're very funny. You're very funny, and even though I would like to say that your calm demeanor is my favorite, I think it sometimes is more your funniness that is my favorite. What's your favorite about me?
That you're so nice and quiet. You get things done. And you're funny.
Those are two, I'll take them.
Oh?
100% agree about myself. What kind of music do you guys listen to? I love questions like this because it's something you never can tell about a person. And I don't think we've ever talked about it. What kind of music do you like?
I think I listen to more like old school rock. I think I'm quite classic, but it's a lot of like helicopters, Lucifer, a little bit rock from around 90s, 2000.
Yes, you do like that. I'm trying to think. I'm one of those people, I listen to a lot of everything. Like, I can say that I've always loved Bon Iver. Then I also love Maxwell. Oh, right now my favorite is John Splithoff. Oh, it's just such a vibe. But I definitely love the kind of Bon Iver style of music. I love beautiful singing and beautiful tones and vibes like that. Basically the opposite of rock. I do though, however, absolutely love 1970s kind of rock. Like, good. I appreciate my Black Sabbath and everything because that era was so good. If we go back to the old school, I also love Hall & Oates. I love Paul Simon. Like, do you listen to those? No.
No, not so much.
Love it. It's stuff like that I grew up on. My parents love music, so they played a lot of that for us when we were small. This one we got so much, and I think even though it sounds a little bit morbid, I think it's a little bit, I don't know if it's interesting, but since so many people asked it, what will happen to Grim when he passes away? What will you do? So I'm very much a realist when it comes to this. I understand that a dog has a certain amount of years that it lives. So it's inevitable that it has to happen. Is it going to be heartbreaking? Yes. But all we can do is give him the best life that he has. You know, like that's the only thing. Our main goal for Grim is keep him healthy. And that's something we're actually being very proactive about. We're at the vet's office definitely more than, you know, normal, just because it's so easy for us to take him there. So we like drop in and we're like, just check him over a little bit because, you know, we just want to avoid him having any sort of issues that might not be noticeable. Because with his teeth, he had a big problem with his teeth and he was quite sick without us knowing it for a few months. And that's never going to happen again. Let me just say that. But when he passes away, up here, we don't have many options about what to do. So I'm not even going to think about that yet.
We actually have. We have in the miljöstation.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know.
Miljöstationen, vad heter det?
Recycling station.
This recycling station have like a burner as you do for human being, but for animal. So Grim is probably gonna get there and we're gonna spread his ashes out here.
Okay, love it. I didn't even know. Now I feel so much better because we need to definitely spread his ashes on the land that he loves. And then I would like to get a puppy because I feel like life with a dog, I mean, no one's going to be like Grim, but then that doesn't matter because we had Grim, you know? So I would like same everything, same breeder, same family line, everything. Because she's the person who sold this to Olivia. She has a very good sense about who they are and how they are. She once contacted me before I got Grim and said, I have a puppy for you. And this puppy is just like Grim. But I wasn't able to take a dog then. So I'm thinking we would just have another Finnish Lapphund.
Yeah.
What do you think? You know?
They were good.
Because as long as Grim has had a perfect life, that's all we can give him for the years that he has here. So I'm not like... I feel like it's better to be a realist about it. And also it's inevitable, if you know what I mean. So he's going to have the best time of his life. We still have so much time with him. We have all the time that we've had and the same again. So that's all I'm focusing on. This one I think is interesting because it's for the ladies or the men. I get asked, how do you manage to have beautiful skin in all that dry cold and dry heat of the fireplace? So this is one thing I think people don't know with filming. It's very difficult to see what skin actually looks like when filming. I 90% of the time don't have makeup though, but I actually don't have beautiful skin. I have bouts of acne. I actually have acne. And it comes and goes. But what I've noticed, the most important thing is just sticking to a skincare regimen. Christoffer would agree. He does nothing. But I would say that just keeps, it's so dry here and it gets so dry in our house. So I have, I have a really good skincare regimen about what stuff I use. And then I just always do that. And then I cleanse very well. But we don't have any pollution here. And I think that is a big difference from when I lived in the village. My skin was, not in the village, on the mainland. My skin was a lot worse. So I would say skin is difficult, but I definitely don't have perfect skin. I think the camera just kind of makes it look like that sometimes. Also makeup on camera makes it look so different. Okay. Wondering if Christoffer has adjusted to working with you. Does he stay busy? Is working together and living together too much time together?
We have our seasons up here. So some seasons are more slow and some are more busy. But I think it works fine. Like in the summer, I'm almost never home. I'm always like in the boat or out somewhere. It's mostly in probably like October, November, December that I'm more home. Because I don't have so much to do. But now when we get the man cave, then I can be there and fixing things for the next season, and then I'm probably gonna be busy. So, no, it works fine.
I think this also goes together with another question, which I also wanted to answer. I think it's difficult to know what goes into this business, as I like to call it. From the outside, the same I thought before, like, oh, it's just making videos and that's it, you know? There is a lot more work behind the scenes than I think I would even expect. Behind every video, there is, you know, editing, there's filming, there's preparation. Before any sort of adventure video, we have a full setup we need to do, because just filming outdoors and outside and everything requires so much kind of not only knowledge but gear. We have to know, how do we keep our batteries warm, how do we bring everything, how do we make sure the cameras don't shake and break when we drive our snowmobiles,
how do we not freeze to death?
Yeah, the biggest thing, how long can I film for without my fingers actually, you know, being on the verge of frostbite, stuff like that. So we have to check the weather to see, can we even film today? That was our biggest problem this season, actually. It was so cold that I couldn't actually film some things that I wanted to, which rarely happens. But the drones have a good operating temperature, which is, it kind of maxes out, I've realized, by about -25. Then they stop kind of, you know, they don't really work. The electronics actually become glitchy. And that's just, you know, one part of it. Maybe one day we'll do a behind the scenes. What I do love about it is that it's still just us. And that we get to do it ourselves. I don't think I anticipated how much went into this. And also a question we got was, when I say business, what does that mean? So we have the YouTube channel, and with the videos come sponsors, which means that come contracts, and that is, you know, meetings and contracts and, you know, legal and all that. And then we also have my Instagram and the TikTok, and that's also content creation and the same thing. And then we have the cookbook for you, which took us a few months to do. So it's so much fun, this business and what we do, but I'm so happy that we can do it together. Do you guys ever host or Airbnb when you two are away on vacation?
No.
No, it's not allowed to have any sort of business in the cabins, or business meaning tourism, and which means Airbnb or bringing people for money to the cabin is not allowed. You can rent it out to a local, but we don't do that because this is our home. So it would be, you know, for me, my privacy is very important. So we just lock it down. We usually have, if it's winter, we have somebody on standby if we need help with something.
Yeah.
Like if the...
Mostly the heating.
Yeah, that's the only thing. What is the most affordable way to visit?
The only way is airplane. And then you can probably stay at a guest house.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I would say off-season months. So let's think about it. I would say August is a good off-season, isn't it?
Is it?
I'm thinking it might be. So what I would do is I would check the months when the airplane is the cheapest, because that is the one that's going to get you the most. And then the airplane prices will also give you a hint about the prices of living in the village. Because if the airplane is expensive, the hotels are going to be madly expensive. If the airplane is cheap, there's probably an off season. And then Guest House 102 all the way. It's a budget accommodation, but the girls working there are so nice. It has rave reviews. It's in a beautiful location. A little bit of a walk to the main street, but... and then when it comes to budget activities, I would say go on Henningsen's boat. The boat. Yeah. It's a bigger passenger boat that takes you around here, and you can go on a big trip. I think that is one of the trips that gets you the most out of one trip.
Oh.
And then walk in the village, still beautiful. I think if you come in the summer, you can do cheaper activities, in my opinion, I think, than if you come in the winter. Winter is also, sunny winter that is. It's going to be expensive.
Winter is snowmobiling and dog sledding.
Any more thoughts on moving closer to Olivia and Einar? It's really funny because we never said that we were going to move, but it's something that has stuck with a lot of people. So once and for all, we're not moving.
No.
We never had a plan to move either. What we would love to do in the future is have a Swedish summer house close to Olivia and Einar.
Yeah.
But until then, we're going to move we're going to stay at their extra house, which is what we did now.
Yeah.
So I think that would be nice. The thing is, I want to come and see it in summer though, because I think it's so much mosquitoes that I need to mentally prepare. It's like crazy much mosquitoes. Just watch Jonna Jinton's videos. And that brings me to the next question. Do you watch other YouTubers? And if yes, which ones? You don't watch YouTube. Oh, you do. Sorry. Take that back. Yes, you do. You've started watching sailing channels.
Yeah, some boat channels. Mostly sailing, because sailing is more like, what do you call it, mechanical stuff and how things work. Technical stuff. And that's interesting. But no, I don't watch YouTube that much. Yeah.
I have watched YouTube my entire life since it came as a platform. YouTube is the best thing I know. I watched so many people for so many years. So when I was younger, I watched all of the American YouTubers because it was the opposite of our life in Sweden. So I would watch Trisha Paytas go through her crazy times. I love that she's a mom now. So that's what I love about YouTube though, being able to follow a person through their entire life and just see. I know that it's not exactly how it is, but you can see something so different from your own life. Nowadays, I absolutely love watching Jonna Jinton. She's a Nordic queen. She lives in northern Sweden. I love watching Karen Nate, who we also got to meet, and they're even funnier in real life, which I loved. I also watch Yes Theory, because I think they make incredible productions that are very inspiring.
Dan and
Kika, Sailing Uma. Love watching. I think out of everything they made, my favorite on their channel was they did a Norway sailing series, and they sailed all the way up to Svalbard, which is how we got to know about them and their channel. So definitely go and check that out. Yeah, you should. There's a whole series on videos up here. They even saw polar bears right outside their sailing boat. How do you organize, backup, and not go crazy with the whole quantity of images from shooting and storing videos and photos? Thankfully, I did myself a favor, and from the very beginning, I just figured out a way to sort everything in my computer or on my hard drives, which made it so ridiculously easy. And I'm just happy I did it from the beginning. But are you surprised? I love organizing. So all you do is, I'll show you a screenshot if I can. You just take the year, folder 2024, folder 1, January, it's called. Into that one, you do dates and something that says about the footage, where it is. I usually do location, and that's it. And then you drop it in there. And then I have different drives for different years. So I do a vlog drive, that's 2024, and that's it. I usually need 2 a year. I do 10 terabytes of just vlog footage a year. That's so much. Photography takes almost no space, so I can have all of my photos on the same drive, and then I back up every single drive. So I have 2 of every one, because I've learned from experience that they break. And I've also changed to a different drive that is not with a spinning disc, because that fails. So they're more expensive, but definitely more reliable. So I would say it's not actually that difficult at all. Just mark your drives and do folders and dates. It's so easy. So anytime I'm looking for something, I'm like, I know that we went on a trip last year and I need something from this trip. I just go 2023. Oh, it must have been in July. And then I go to July and then I look around and I have every single date. And it's usually not that many. So it's all covered in one. It's really nice. So not a problem for me at all. But I'm just happy I did it from the beginning. And that is how I organize everything. Yes. How and where did you learn English?
English? In school.
Yeah.
Everybody learns English in school when you're like, I don't know.
6. We start straight away with English.
7 years.
Yeah, that's why I think that's really cool. Ooh, what is one unknown talent or hobby of Christoffer's? Definitely the knife making. Knife making. I think that one surprised people.
No,
because we haven't spoken about it.
I haven't done it in many years. I haven't had any place.
I said that we're gonna do a whole video of him making a knife, and he said, okay, but just let me make one before. Don't film my first knife. He makes really, do you have one to show?
No.
We gotta show you, because I think it's really difficult to like visualize what kind of knives he makes.
This
Ooh!
one.
Gjorde du den också?
Ja.
Va?
Ja, det är klart.
You made this as well?
Yeah, the knife is probably the easiest one.
Are you kidding?
The sheet is there.
So this is made out of what material?
I don't know the English terms for it, but it's
Du kan säga på norska så kan jag hitta.
Svalbard reindeer. I forgot the name of the wood, but it was kind of cool wood to work with.
And you made this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I made this one with two different wood because I got...
This is wood?
Yeah, I got... This is gran.
Oh.
Gran viril. So I wanted to try, and I only had a small piece with it, so I put the back side of that and I made the front side.
This is so impressive. I cannot wait to see the process of this. Dang. I mean, I didn't know you made these. I know you made the handle. So that is definitely a big hobby of Christoffer's.
When you make knives, this is... It's gonna be tight fit, and when you put it in, it's important that you hear the click. This is my friend's father who made.
Oh, I thought you made it. That's also really cool.
It's also a good click. He's Finnish, so he made like Finnish puukko knives. But this was a special order that I wanted to have for fishing. But he has always good clicks.
Would you ever make and sell?
Nah, it takes me like 2 months to make a knife, so it's like...
Price $1 million! Okay.
But I can't do easier knives, so it's just gonna take me a week, like... a week to finish it, but it takes so much time. I'm not like good. I can make a good knife, but it takes me so long time, and sometimes I just have to sit and watch it for a day and like how I'm gonna do this, and then I have to sleep on it, and the next day I can do like this. So it takes me super long time to make the knives.
Maybe now that you have a space though, maybe it's different. Maybe
No.
you're older and wiser. Start
No.
watching some YouTube videos.
No, it could be.
But we're gonna definitely make a video about this. I said that this is so interesting. And now that we have the space also, which a lot of people, if you didn't see the last video, we got a storage space in town. But I think we said the word storage space so much that people think it's only for storage.
Nah,
but it's literally
it is,
like it's an office
it's
and
a
it's a shop. Not a shop as in buying, it's a garage. It has, so many purposes for the business side as well. So it's for the business, if you know what I mean. We did not just have it to put our jackets in. He's gonna fix up the trailer, the sluffe, the sleds, the boat motors, everything that we before paid to either have done or to use somebody's space.
No, it's gonna be. I read the terms. Garage is where you have your car in. The shop is where you fix your things in.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
But
my man cave shop.
Yeah, but if we say shop, they're gonna think we're selling
No,
polar bear keychains.
No.
You can do that as well,
It's
though.
only me who's gonna be in there.
You know what?
Me and Grim.
Love it. I think it's gonna be invaluable for us also to separate our day.
Yeah.
Because I always have something to do. I go to my little office in there, but I think it's really nice for you also to have something specific to go to and also fix up all the stuff.
Yeah, and to have like everything organized and have like all my tools and have everything. So if I need to fix something, I just go there and I have everything.
Yeah.
Not go to a container or go try to borrow something.
Yeah.
Now I can just go in there and like, oh, okay, let's start.
Somebody asks me what books I am bringing to Portugal. So while you're watching this, my friends, that. I am in Portugal. Visiting my parents that I do every May. So this time, here get Anita, my favorite bookstagram girl in northern Norway. She sent me this. So this, I'm gonna read this one, and on my way down, I'm gonna buy the second book for this series. It's supposed to be perfect. I am so into the fantasy, Christoffer. It's all that I read now. But I'm also switching it up with some fiction and, not fiction, novels, I don't know, different stuff. My mom's favorite book, because I'm going to her, so we need to be able to talk about it. It's a Swedish author who she absolutely adores. And this book was nominated to the Book of the Year in Sweden in 2021. That one's coming. And then, of course, this one that everybody says is absolutely incredible. And I have not seen the Netflix show, and I will not. I'm going to read the book first. It's the winner of a Pulitzer Prize. I'm also going to bring Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, book number 6, I think. The second to last book. So I'm going to read that one as well. I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. That is why I'm going to bring a lot of books, because I think I'm going to put my phone away quite a lot and just kind of read my way through this. Exercise, sunshine. Oh my God, you know what I just realized? I have a marathon to train for. I'm running the half marathon again. But last year, I just wanted to finish. And I did. And I didn't do a single session of running before. But I got through on 2:30. And now this year I'm like, well, I want to run it in 2 hours. The thing is, I keep thinking I am one of those people. I am so delusional that I think that this is possible. But then again, I also sometimes kind of deliver on my delusions, which is why the delusions continue. So I'm going to have to run a little bit, because my biggest problem was not my breathing. I was so strong. The thing is, my legs died. At 20, at like 19 kilometers, I had nothing in my legs left. So just getting them to move forward was impossible. So my thing is, I think I'm just gonna run and just not work on cardio, because I don't have that. I don't have enough time to improve that. I'm just gonna work on getting my legs moving and the blood pumping and getting them used to that. Yeah. How do you feel about that long explanation?
Sounds...
Okay. Jag ska försöka hitta några mer. This one we get every time, so we might as well just bang it out. Ever considered getting married? We've answered this every time, and I will continue to say I do not want a wedding. I wouldn't mind being married to you. I think that's really nice. And I think also, if it makes sense, if you have kids, it makes sense maybe to tie it together. We're also in Scandinavia. Here, many people get married after they have kids. I think it's very different from America when it comes to marriage. Do you want to be married?
I don't see the point.
Yeah. The only point is economically. Like, it would be good to have, you be you would get everything,
Oh.
Are you okay? I måste svara. Okay, but that was funny. No, I don't want a wedding. I've never wanted a wedding. I've never wanted a white dress. I don't want any of that. I just don't. I don't know. It's just not my thing.
The thing is, like, we aren't even religious, so it makes no point unless it's economical choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I 100% mean.
That's what it is.
It would only be a decision if we feel like it makes sense or it's important economically. Otherwise, it is completely whatever.
It's a safety for the two of us if something happened to us.
Yeah, but then what we also could do is just write a will.
No.
So either get married, okay, or just write a will. So one day we might show up here with rings on our fingers, but there will never be a big Svalbard wedding, as far as I know. I can't change my mind. You never know. But right now, and up until now in my life, I've never wanted to get married. Do Norwegians speak Swedish fluently in general? So this is a quick one to answer, because Swedish and in Scandinavia, which is Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. our languages are extremely similar. Danish would be for me the most difficult one when it comes to speaking. Written down, they all look almost the same. Swedish and Norwegian, we can speak to each other in our own languages and understand each other. We don't even switch languages. If he were to be Norwegian, he would speak Norwegian to me. I would speak Swedish back. We would understand each other. The only difference is some words.
Yeah.
Some words are so different that they don't sound the same. They're not the same. But in those cases, there are almost always an alternative you can do.
Yeah.
Or in our case that we live here, we know the Norwegian words we need to switch to. There are like a few Norwegian words that we choose to use instead of Swedish ones just because it's easier. And then also there's a lot of fun Norwegian words that I've added to my vocabulary that still make sense in Swedish, but they're fun to use. Like rydda, my favorite word. Of course, do you know what it means? Clean.
But it's also rydda is also Swedish.
It's Swedish?
But like for example, äta, it's eat. Spisa, so äta, spisa. But
same
old
meaning.
Swedish, like old Scandinavian, said spisa. Spisa in Swedish and spisa in Norwegian. So
would be the same. We never speak Norwegian when we're out and about. We speak Swedish. Svalbard is also a melting pot of so many different people. So a lot of Norwegians growing up here, like the kids, they are so good at Swedish. I think this is all we have today. Lots of questions. A bit different questions, more about us maybe. Which I think could be fun because we've answered a lot of Svalbard before.
we did.
Yeah. We hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. Where's Grim?
Sleeping.
So, oh, of course. A little baby.
Sleeping.
Oh, let me show you what I'm bringing my parents. The golfbollen igång. Do you want to know something hilarious? We have a golf club on Svalbard. As in, we have a club that plays golf. And you might be, what? You have a golf bana? Vad heter det? A golf bana?
Golf course.
Golf course. No, we don't have a golf course, but what we have is we have one simulator. And this is what I love when people do stuff like this. So the simulator people, they've created a golf club and they've also created merch. And I, of course, my parents are avid golfers. So this is the most epic golf balls ever. So this is Longyearbyen Golf Club. Just makes me so happy, stuff like this. My mom, she treasures these. So she said, could you maybe bring me some more golf balls? She gives them to people like they are, gold. They had a visitor and she left one of these on his pillow. She's like, it's the best thing I could give someone. A golf ball with Longyearbyen on it. So I bought her two of these with, so 24 golf balls. So maybe she can actually start playing with them. So I love that. We have a golf club here. We have one simulator.
Yeah.
But, so that's what I'm going to bring. Now we shall get the day continued and started. Thank you very much for joining on this. Inte sammanhållsist. A good solid handshake. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for being on our channel. Next week, as always, no idea what we're doing. Oh my God, I know what we're doing. We're in Portugal. Stay tuned. And he's going to be at home.
I'm going to be home.
His mom is coming to see him, together with Lars.
Yeah.
So I know people ask that all the time. Do your parents come here? And they do. The thing is, when it comes to filming family, it's been one of the hardest things for me to do. So we usually don't do that. But I think I'm going to film my mom in Portugal now. I think she's ready to be on camera.
No.
But it's, putting people out there. This is scary.
It is.
Yeah, so we try not to do that. But so you're going to live the best life at home. And I'm going to get a tan and come back all tanned.
Me and Grim are going to live the rough life.
Last time I came home, Grim looked like he was a dog from the woods. Like he was a dingo. He looked like he was a dingo from the Australian desert. He was full of, just outdoor life. And I've never seen him more happy. That's the funniest thing. He was so dirty. His face was like all muddy because he was just living outside. But Christoffer and Grim, they have a good life. Yeah. He's become your baby, which is so fun to see. He's just obsessed with Christoffer. They sleep beside each other every single night. Christoffer wasn't here for a night, and Grim, he couldn't settle down. He was like, where's my man? Where is my nighttime man who strokes me to bed? Right? When he goes to sleep, you always pet him. So that's a routine they have. I think it's very cute. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.